Good night. All right. This is the blasting advisory board. For 7 p.m. Time is 7:08. Call to order. Start with the roll call.
Rudy Blanco, Vice Chair.
Miguel Martinez, chair.
Stephen Herzberg, secretary. John Schrader. Actually, Angela's calling me right now, so I'm actually. Let's see. Hello? Yeah. This is the third Monday.
Yeah, some people usually think it's like the next Monday or like EDC changed it to next. To the last Tuesday of the month, but well, because you got Halloween and something. Yeah.
I don't know if it was, but no person is doing that. Okay, we said you can't do that on the way to see his mom and so he works nights, we know that. So
So we don't record today.
I doubt it unless the other two that
How's Angel or Mr. Angel doing?
I mean someone wants to call him and see.
He never answers. So.
And Francesca's out.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Is she out? Is she out? Francesca?
She downtown, yeah. She told us last meeting, like, it's, I was know.
So it's either Angel or Brian, it's who you.
I spoke with both, what's the word, is the sponsor, is the,
They're council members.
yeah, is it called the sponsor for the
Appointed,
appoint ceremony?
Appointing,
sounds like an eight, like.
the appointing council.
So I spoke to both of them that this cannot be tolerated, they have to remove them. And
Yeah, as of today, they're still part of the roster.
Who's with both of them? Who, Angels with who?
Angels with,
Maryland.
Maryland,
Maryland.
Rono, and Ryan is with Sid.
See.
Yeah.
So. I
Yeah,
guess,
I mean, Angel, listen, he's a first year law student. If he wants
Yeah.
to like take time off, he should, because
Yeah.
I wouldn't have time for this when I was in law school, for my first year.
well, I think that the bigger issue is out of, at a minimum of respect for the committee, what you've done, and the rest of us that are here.
All right, if you're not gonna come.
Yeah.
Or
Just be done.
or let us know they can't come.
Yeah, but that doesn't help. You need to get off. I mean, if the people
I
can't
know,
come,
but at least
if they have no ability
then we
to
plan.
get off.
Right.
The
You can
board.
get off and get back on it.
And I
Right.
mean, if they're busy, get off for a few months. Hey, my schedule's open. Ask the council member to put you back on. I would be fine with both, either, anybody coming back
Of
on.
course.
There's we've been a very good working board. Like, we don't have drama at all. This is the
No.
only drama there is when people don't show up.
And it's unacceptable.
I mean, yeah, we're all busy.
But Brian, I haven't heard from Brian.
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't either.
I mean,
I know he's busy.
for this and for anything. Yeah. For this and for anything.
So I guess we'll convert to a discussion.
Yeah, for now, let's get some updates.
Just so you guys know the rules of the road, we can discuss anything other than what's on the agenda.
Well, no, you guys can discuss what's on the agenda.
Yeah, but
The issue is the voting.
Well,
You
the
can't
board,
vote.
we can't.
Correct.
So we'll discuss the agenda.
Yes, the issue is the stuff that was on the agenda was to be voted on.
Oh, okay.
I know.
Like,
Which is it, though, I see that, yep, I see the clock, you see that, it's been updated.
it's, yeah, But I guess we're not voting on it.
Well, I would say let's at least talk about
Talk
it, but the problem is now.
Yeah.
If we're not voting on it.
We're gonna have some other meetings.
We're leaving this on, because we're leaving before the next meeting.
Right.
Which would have to,
We need exactly.
I spoke to Angelo, he said, I will make sure not to miss any more meetings. So let's make sure whatever meeting we have to set up for an hour to vote on this, that he's available. Or I'm trustworthy of Francesca, she will make herself available.
Yeah,
It's unfortunate she's just out of town, you know, people are allowed to travel.
no.
This is the first, this is the first meeting she's missed, and she's been on the board for,
Yeah.
since June now, July. So, and we've had a few meetings, so it's, I guess she missed that other one. That was a rough day.
That, yeah.
It's impossible to get here. I was 40 minutes late.
He's got mints.
Cool.
Yeah.
Great. Best, for the best.
And from the hard rock.
For the best. So see you later.
So,
What do we know about the lobbyists? Anything or?
Yeah, they have confirmed that they would be available for a Zoom. And we'll coordinate that with, no. Let me tell you the dates.
For Zoom?
Yeah, it's fine. I know since they're already in committee, I assume they're up in Tallahassee.
That's what I'm saying, yeah, that's what I thought.
But as long
Yeah,
as we
because they're not
speak
gonna be
to
able to
them,
make it.
that's all I care about.
So they will be available on November 10th, I believe, is the you guys suggested. Or,
Yeah, I think
No.
we should probably set that
September.
week of the night.
well, actually, I offered a few dates. I said November 7th, November 8th, or November 10th.
Okay.
Tuesday, Wednesday, third, Friday.
And did they give us a specific date, or they said they'll be available to log on at any of those days?
Say that again, sorry.
Did they give you a specific date, or they said they'd be able to log on any of those days?
yeah, November 10th is the Friday before we
Right.
go, so that's not good.
Set
We
up-
can't prepare anything.
Unless I'm reading this email wrong, it says that they would be available November 7th.
Okay. I mean, it's not necessarily to prepare things that we need to vote on, it's more. If they know who the members we're meeting with are and get their input on what we're gonna talk about. And
Right.
strategize, right?
They got a schedule.
So, I mean, if they're working already on getting us, meetings is one thing, but if they're gonna wait for us to talk and say, hey, we need meetings. And then Friday's out of the question, no matter what, but
Well-
I think it's kind of ridiculous to have it that short of time for all of us.
Right.
That included,
I mean, the last few times the meetings are confirmed very shortly before we go.
agreed,
Yeah.
like that, but,
That's
you know,
usually.
like I said, if they're working on it prior, then fine.
Yeah, right.
It's to say, here, I
We
got this
wanna,
for
we
you guys.
wanna make sure that they're working on it. Is there any way to find out? Just we email them?
That was the question. It goes to aisle.
Right. I guess the question is to make sure that they understand that the purpose of the meeting is to not say, hey, we want to meet with these representatives.
Right, have appointments on the books.
We want them to tell us who they have already set up to meet with.
So right now, in the meantime, from here to when they meet, you need to start working on the meetings.
Right.
Yeah, I know they have their timing, they know when they're supposed to start working on them. But we're not, we don't want them to do nothing until they meet with us.
Steven, you said you're gonna have the bios, you're gonna have all that stuff ready, so that
Well,
would be.
I would do that like literally the night before. Yeah, like that's something I would do Sunday night, Monday night, like on, the night before.
But you're going with us this time.
Yeah, right.
You're gonna have less time than.
Sure.
It was awesome what you did.
Yeah, I mean, the moment we know we're meeting with somebody, I would then start working on having, a sheet that I would share for everybody.
And is there a specific for who, or are we just having them?
I mean, they should know who, right? I mean, we gotta trust
start
them.
working.
They got nobody.
I would say that. I prefer, preferably, you guys let me know if you agree, I prefer to meet with people that aren't in Dade County. Because we can meet with Dade County people if we want to. Right, I mean, there's some Dade County people we wanted to meet with, such as,
We can be with anybody
Yeah,
anytime,
yeah.
but.
Towers.
Perez, because he's gonna be leadership next year, next time.
Right.
But, you know, do we need to set up meetings with Representative Rizzo? I mean, I like meeting with him, but we could meet with him any day. I would like to last time, it was a little bit of, it was like half and half. I think South of Dade, Broward, representatives and then representatives from other places. Will we know the committees? Where the committees are lined up at that point?
They should be, yeah, I mean,
Based on your schedule,
Avila already submitted the companion
Based
bill
on
to Patricio.
based on your calendar. I think it should be.
So.
I mean, the calendar, it should be.
So obviously we'd focus on the committees that the bill is being assigned to, or we believe will be assigned to. That's, I think, priority number one. And then, well, maybe priority number one is leadership, which is very difficult to get to. Then two would be committee members and leadership on the committees. And then three would just be whoever else the lobbyists think would be most effective in trying to get the word out. And we would be clear that this isn't a partisan issue. This is, we want to meet with everybody.
Right.
When I say leadership, I want to meet with leadership on both sides. So that, I guess that's what we would want the lobbyists to be working on. And then, so when we meet with them, they have, you know, now we can discuss, if they have meetings set up, that'd be great. Then we can discuss no specific meetings or whatever information they have, but we'll have questions for them and hopefully they'll have questions for us.
All right, I just sent thanks to Sid and Marilyn again. So this doesn't work.
Yeah, we're not having another meeting. So I guess I think you can request that information from them, right?
Yeah, so what I'm gonna do is, I mean, in response to them saying that they can meet via Zoom, I'll ask them, okay. Give me your availability, the times for that, those 2 dates, November 7th and November 8th. Those dates are good.
Better.
Coordinating the times, and then I'll let them know that in the meantime, you guys are requesting that they start working on coordinating meetings for you based on who they recommend you meet with.
Right. And no, it's us, the Blessing Advisory Board,
Huh?
that it's coming from us, Blessing Advisory Board.
I would just note,
What's the special needs?
it won't be, I mean, we're not planning on necessarily voting on anything. With quorum issues, depending on what time the meeting is, November 7th, I might not be able to get there, I fly in from the trip on the 7th, I think I come in the afternoon. I think, I don't even. Tuesday. So I can make an evening meeting, but I wouldn't be able to make anything. The 8th, I'm fine.
As long as meetings are set up prior, they're not waiting on us, I don't have a problem, you know, later it's fine, but
Right.
my concern is
I
that.
guess, tell them we prefer the 8th, but the same. If it's the 7th, it's the 7th.
We should, November 7th, right?
The 7th or 8th. We'll see what their ability is. And we don't know what time. I assume they would do something in like late afternoon.
If it's the 8th, it could be better, please.
Yeah, we tell them we prefer the 8th.
Yeah, the 8th, please.
I was gonna ask them to provide a couple timeframes for
Yeah.
both dates.
Mhm.
Do you?
Later
so
the
I'm gonna
better.
ask.
Later in the day, the better for both days.
Yeah. The revive or the newly created and approved logo by us needs to get approved by council. Does that get submitted? How does that work? What's the status?
I was told that you guys are good to go and, you just have to go to council to present it. So then that's part of your by annual report.
Okay. Which is the next thing then for the new date for that.
So November you gave up, right? December they don't meet. So then January,
Yeah, I mean,
we're still working on the schedule for January. I know you recommended 2 set of ones for all. Let me show you.
We can use the logo prior to the council. We
huh?
can use the logo prior to the council.
That's-
Yeah, I'll reconfirm tomorrow, but I'm pretty sure that's also today. You
I
guys are
think
good
we
to go.
can because it's our approval.
Good, well, then, and then it was approved by the town's
Communications.
communications, so I feel like that might
In
be
terms of,
enough.
yeah,
I think it should.
I'm pretty sure, but also today you guys are good to go. But regardless, you just need a, you need to tell council, I mean, you need to report to council when you go up.
Yeah, that's.
So you had told me that for the new calendar year, you wanted January and March. Are we keeping?
That's fine.
Okay, so then January you would put that.
They only have mental health. Yeah. Economic development, forget about it.
Um,
Because
Like, we don't have to, we can't vote on this, but, I can present it to you guys. The intent of this is more image, image intent. To show an example, I could bombard this thing and I think cite issues like your pool popping out of the ground and thing, but I thought it'd be too much. But it's just specific to seismic issues. It is still double-sided. On the one side, it's to attract the attention of what you're experiencing and or seeing. And on the back side, it gets into what's it about, and a little of science and at the state level, what they're doing. You know what? I didn't check if it works. It still works.
The QR code?
Yeah, are you checking that?
No, I was saving it for public records purposes.
No, check it out.
Should work.
Complaint form, this one, it says page not found.
They updated it. So,
Like it says mine activity clearinghouse at the top, but then it says page not found.
right, yeah, so they got a new server, so. The complaint form is working and the.
No, this one is not.
No.
Place not.
One to the right.
The one to the right, which the 90-day pilot program website. So.
I also FYI met with the professor from UM that presented at Fabrizio's office. And Fabrizio, today he submitted to him a proposal to get requesting funding from the state to do his study.
For the shade table and something was talking about.
No, he's the one that did the. He can measure the building movement from satellite.
My
images.
apologies, correct. Yep. Yep.
However, interesting fact. A couple months ago, I presented you guys regarding that they blasted at over 0.6. And to learn that at the 0.5 regulation is within the UDB boundary. Outside UDB boundary, no regulation, they can do as they please. However, where the location of, it's a house, west of Chrome. If you went directly east, less than half a mile from that location is a high school. Major building. So I notified the engineer, I said, look at that building. To see if there's any movement on that.
Who engineered the school?
The engineer that came from UM.
From UM, not for UN.
Yeah, to see if there's any movement in that,
Okay.
because that's a significant building,
Mhm.
not because of what it is, but because of the size.
Right.
So that could be very interesting. The meeting with Fabricio, he said, he made some good points in that to have language in there to create a bench, I don't know, it's a benchmark, I don't know, what's the word? Mauricio had used when looking at,
To be more specific, what you want, because it is very ambiguous, so we're not, so what is it really that you want to pinpoint on this?
right, no, but when we're talking about locations, you're talking about locations, because he's looking, the engineer is looking at our area, obviously,
Talk about benchmarks, like.
The control.
a control. However, if there is no other control, because the control is actually more intense than what we're experiencing, then you're gonna have coinciding facts of, movement.
Right, I mean, I'm not a scientist, but wouldn't a control be a property that's 5 miles
Not moving,
east of
right,
us? That doesn't feel glass, or
right,
7 miles east over, which is over the same type of,
same strata.
same strata. Built within the same time periods, get a few. But, we know they're not feeling the shit, the blasting. I've always said that I've been back to the event, I had a discussion with them about. Go to older neighborhoods in Miami, like Miami Shores or Miami Springs, where you have homes built from the 20s, 30s, 40s, all the way through 2000, right? You have old homes to brand new homes in those areas, right? Where here, we don't have those homes from the 20s and 30s. And go try to find the damage we see on our new homes or old homes. And you're not gonna find it.
And I think you need to do that, as well as other areas of blasting, that to show that the blasting is moving. Not just here, the entire lake belt region.
No, I agree.
But also in areas where the blasting is below trigger limits, is there movement? Because I would think that's a valid control as well, that there's no movement there, or an observation, not control, an observation. So I advised the professor of this. I said, hey, he's like, you have the proof that it was this, and here's a spreadsheet by the state.
Right.
Historical.
Is it possible for him to just get the detailed data he needs of that little square kilometer, or that pixel? Like, I know he says it's expensive.
You gotta buy it, yeah, whatever area you want.
But I think you can, I don't know how small the areas are,
I think
a
you could-
kilometer, half of it. I
It's
assume you can buy that
public
data.
information, but it's not as precise as
Right.
what he's trying to get.
Right.
So what he's shown us thus far, is it good enough to at least get a preliminary, which I think it is. But if you want to get precise,
Yeah, but
I think it's it's like almost every 2 weeks that the satellite goes
Right.
around and takes images.
Right.
And that's the one that you need to pay for.
Right, okay.
So that's it was an interesting tidbit. The mayor, he spoke with Brian, he's resigned,
Who is that?
Brian. So until he does, though, we still don't have a quorum yet. It's not official.
No.
Okay. I mean, I know he's been busy, so when he has the time, he'll
Yeah.
get back on. if he wants.
Meanwhile,
No, I know. I just want to say it's not personal. It's just,
Right.
if you don't have time, just make it known. So, then we don't have these issues. Angel, like, honestly, you shouldn't, I mean, a first year law student shouldn't have anything else other than being a first year law student.
About it.
You're not supposed to work, you're not supposed to have internships, like, you're not supposed to do it. And even ABA rules against working, things like that.
Yeah.
really,
Oh,
Yeah, you're not allowed to, ABA rules, not real rules,
right.
but you're not supposed to work as a first year law student.
How do you survive?
Agreed, but you know. so-
Make it happen.
We're trying to-
Yeah.
But there's very little time to work anyway. It probably is. You don't commit yourself, you're gonna do it poorly,
Right.
potentially.
Right.
And then
You won't get out what you're putting in.
and your first year grade in law school are insanely important for your whole entire career, unfortunately.
Well,
That'll argue. I know that.
Yeah, but that's how it gets set up, and that then pushes.
Probably.
It'll
Right.
bring career opportunities. You'll get a lottery, you can't go to the big law firm. You'll get a lottery, you can't go to this type of federal agency. You don't do this. It's all
I
first year.
had to write into.
First year.
I had to write it because I just missed like. Top 10% or something like
That's
that.
why I
And
just
I had to
have-
write in because I. It's one or the other or two.
Right.
Top of the class, first year. Sorry.
Right.
You can't make one or the other, So I just missed the 10%. I ended up like 25, 20, top 20 instead of top 10 or whatever it was. So that summer, right after first year, they stole wagons and I got into it. I was one of the founders because in Thomas had no large good. So yeah, first year is,
I have no idea.
yeah.
That's crazy.
So I like this, I think we would wanna go with the color of whatever the town blue that matches the logo, right?
Well, I did that different so that we can easily identify, because the other one is the blue.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What,
I think it's image enough though, that it looks completely different.
okay,
I really do, and I think we gotta be consistent with our logo in the town. I'm sure Mercy's gonna have something to say, that I would just defer to her opinion on. But I would say, I think I would stick with the same blue we had, obviously the logos. I like it, maybe the words can be revamped slightly, but overall, it's more illustrative, it shows what's on our home, so which I think is good, and you go and say, you know, you speaking to, this is what's happening in our house.
Yeah.
I don't know if we wanna have, we've got a second page with the link to the data.
the stuff on the bottom, you mean?
No, I guess, is it just, are we just handing one page, like, but last year, didn't you hand out a few pages?
Yeah, I mean, I think we should follow suit. I think the package was fine.
Right. Okay.
It's just updating this thing. I mean, we could still put the old one as well. But both flyers. This be the primary tickler.
Right, I guess, if this competes with the other one, if they say the same thing, I don't know if I would put another one. But I just want them to have the option to search and find more information,
Right.
right, the server, wherever we put more data on. That's all.
Speaking of that link with the depository that we had with all the data in there. That Brian had done, you need to have an account of sort. It's not something that's just open. Like if it was a website. So I don't know, is it, you have to have a Microsoft account and allows you to get in. I don't know how that, what the difference. I went in, but I've had other people telling me I can't get in.
Okay. That's understood.
So
I mean, there's a lot of different tools to share those types of files. And if it's not this file, we can find a good tool. I feel like when I share a OneDrive link, I don't think if I make it like anyone can view.
but they have to have the OneDrive account
Today,
to get it.
if I say anyone views, I feel like you just
It's like
click it and
Dropbox.
it pops up. And maybe you're right, I don't know.
Dropbox, you need a
Right.
Dropbox account and you can get it.
Right, correct. There's probably, I'm sure we can find a free system that just lets you do that
So I
online.
think the solution is fantastic, but we need to make
Right,
it.
make it more stupid accessible. Yeah, we'll find it. Basically something, maybe something you just click and it just downloads the drive. It's a file. I'm sure that exists. I'm sure this file's so small that
Right.
we'll probably find a free one.
So as far as the language in it, I try to cut it straight. I went back and forth, I'll admit to you guys, with the previous versions, I thought the other one, it was concise, informational, and factual. But I hear the points and I agree. How do you appeal to everybody or a broader scope? Because people like that, yeah. Or they have no interest in learning. That's the other thing. And that's what I tried to focus on. So I tried more images than anything, more graphic. But, you know, tell me your opinions on that. And,
Like I said, I think being picture heavy is good. I think, like you said, this is a bit sheet, right? Like, this is gonna be most useful if we actually sit down with somebody.
Yeah.
There's a whoever, right?
The visuals.
It's okay. This is what really a focus. Go to your house in Cape Coral, go to your house in Jacksonville, go to your house anywhere in the state of Florida. Other than basically, you know, Western Miami-Dade County and southwestern Brown County. Tell me if you see these things. Right?
Right.
That's what you go to your house and tell me if you see these things.
And
If
they're
you
not
do,
gonna
you
have-
have a problem.
Right.
And then if you do, then you know what, you should tell us because. I guess.
We all
it's
go
not
home.
the last thing. We should go home.
Job done.
Stop the meetings. Because it must be that all the contractors in Florida are so bad.
Right.
That they all do the same bad job building homes.
Yeah, that's what they're doing.
Right, everybody in Northwest Maine is so we all have the same bad contractors and all homes are like this. Come on, and the walls, by the way.
Yeah.
Built by the state, the cities and towns, county. They all have that too. They all hire the same contractors. All of them, come on, it's ridiculous. But that, I think that we have to, at these meetings, I think we really gotta push hard and push that this is logic, this is our property. This is something that if it got on the agenda, you know you would vote for it.
Right.
And I think starting the meeting potentially as, one of the first questions is, if you don't mind me asking, what part of, where do you live? In terms, and then have you, recently inspected your house in terms of the
You're
exterior?
saying why we're in Tallahassee or?
Right, you're in Tallahassee.
Yeah.
Have you,
Because they're not gonna have us.
right, have you looked at the exterior of your home? Well, the reason why we're asking, because to your point,
Right.
more than likely, you're probably seeing this, and then
This guy's a sales guy.
to your
Oh,
point.
yeah.
Your add-on, right? It can't be a coincidence that all the builders and contractors are all, they all went to the same meeting and said, they're gonna sabotage, all these homes, but my point being, and then I think that,
And
To
so
your point.
you guys know, this is actually my neighbor's house, and at the time of the picture is 32 years old. And this is Satori, the time of the picture is 3 years old.
Wow.
that's nuts.
So just for reference.
Right, and then you know that and you tell me that.
Right.
Yeah.
And then we would want to have that second, third page, whatever, that says, you wanna learn more? And maybe we should upload more pictures that we have and share and things like that.
Videos. Videos.
I mean, I think what we have is fine.
Right.
But as you're saying, you just never know when you get the tickler, it gets a hook.
Mhm.
So we got to bite,
Right.
whatever, but.
And then we do the same when we're walking the hallways.
Yeah.
And whoever we're speaking to, maybe we just get a few moments of the front desk of some rep or senator or some aide. Try to get them to
We got a
pay
problem.
attention, because if they're paying attention, they'll say, oh, by the way, these screwed from my legs, they said, this is interesting, you look at these pictures, they said, these are their homes. Right? The most important people they can get to pay attention other than the actual person is those people, that aide or that receptionist in the front, whoever it is. The senators have bigger stuff. That's the way it works.
And nicer houses.
Much bigger office.
And you never know what happened with Juan Carlos Porter.
Oh, yeah, that's true. You never know who the next
Right.
representative, but a lot of those aides become
He
representatives.
became a representative. Not as good.
Mark Gostowski, and then the
There
next,
you go.
a year later, he's.
And he's there. He's represented.
I think you met with the miners. not the-
Well,
Oh, I met with the miners.
I was gonna say, I saw
You
some
did?
social media
Oh, they,
inquiries.
uh,
Do you have any update on that?
yeah, she met with the miners and, what's this? No,
But yeah, so, the night before, the day before, whatever, once I know who the meetings are, right, you'll get to know who they are. Where they're from, where they're born, a lot of them I can figure out, what their hobbies are and all that stuff, right?
I just think if you got FaceTime, with them, we gotta personalize the view.
Yes,
And
and
that's
what,
gonna be, like, not speak so broad,
agreed.
broadly, and speak more specificity and personalize it, so that way it has more, it's a more impactful approach for them.
And also I think it's important to speak to we will know what side of the aisle they're on, but not even that, what side of the aisle they're on.
Right,
And speak to them in those terms too, why this is important, right? Property rights, our homes redamaged by big corporations, things like, every, no matter which way you spin it.
Yeah.
There's an issue here, you got huge property rights issues. Where you have a company that's destroying properties, right? And then on the other side, you have a huge company destroying property, so it doesn't make a difference which way you look at it.
And their constituents are putting up to them, so I mean.
Right, I mean, the biggest problem is is 120, right? So for, I don't know, 108 of them, this means nothing.
Yep.
unless there's mines being built in other areas. So that's the big problem. And that's why it would be good to meet with Daniel Perez.
Of course,
who will be able to
main
speak
person,
for us.
hold up, excuse me.
Otherwise, yeah, I guess I'll, with that, everything's. I guess if you want to start seeing availability, or you'll just email us for another meeting.
Yeah, I'll let you guys know tomorrow based on what they tell me. Almost
No, that one, we need to try to have another actual board meeting prior to the lobbyist meeting, so we can get these type of things approved.
okay.
It'd probably be a quick one. Yeah, but we have 7.
It's resignation. Huh? He's saying it right now.
Yeah, that's on clerk's office. Isn't it? So I have a big count.
Yeah, if that goes.
He just sent it. Yeah, sent it to me, Mayor and Gina. Any event. Where we at?
John was asking if we booked everything, everything's been booked. Hotel's been reserved, cars been reserved, flights were booked.
You know, the car is the critical one, I think. It's always the loose cannon issue.
Yeah, remember, we're arriving, our flight schedules arrive, what, 7:30, so I'm not too worried about the car.
Need to get the earlier flight.
Yeah, no, so I was able to, I held the tickets, I released the tickets, and I was able to get the price that we agreed on previously.
Oh, nice.
So, I was able to do a few things and make it work. So I was able to
Steven now for a.
get the earlier flight with, at the not so, it was, I think when we held it, it's like 325 a flight, I got that 278.
Wow. That's $50 difference.
Yeah, multiplied by 4.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we can add that to our
Expense.
expensive.
Sorry, our expense account, whatever,
Food and
That kept us in the budget.
food and entertainment expense, we can add it to now.
miscellaneous expenses,
Trial and comment.
this is not gonna be itemized, it's full of miscellaneous expenses.
So that's fine, we're set there. I discussed a file for both the car and the hotel. It's a pain to use the town's card. So I can just use my card and then be reimbursed after.
All right. Well, as soon as you get you did it already, so submit it though, so.
Yeah.
Uh,
So we're good there. And I understood she'll send us out some dates for another special call because we gotta get approved this.
I was able to pin down some dates and I can reconfirm tomorrow, but I think this is pretty accurate. Monday, October 23rd from 5 p.m. to 6 p.m. Wednesday, October 25th.
I'm sorry, say it again, the first one you said?
Monday.
Monday, October 23rd. From
Next
5 p.m. to 6 p.m. Wednesday, October 25th. From 6 p.m. to 7 p.m. Thursday, October 26th, 5 p.m. to 6 p.m. The following week,
I'm good for the 24th.
does not look good because I will be prepping for a very big event.
Yeah,
There's not anything coming up.
the 23rd.
Not us.
What I feel like I have something like, it's not on my calendar, the 23rd as well. 23rd is Monday.
Third Monday.
And you said this is, you're asking for a special call meeting or for a subcommittee, just so I know.
No, a special call meeting for the board.
Yeah.
And with Ryan, that will take place in only 4 people to the show.
So Brian's removed now, we'll be able to meet on.
Much easier. We're good to go for the 23rd.
I think, well, the,
So you'll confirm with us tomorrow?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure, but I'll
Okay.
100%.
I think the consensus is we all prefer the 23rd or 22nd. I won't be able to make it. So, but in reality, as long as we should still be able to be okay.
Yeah. So with Brian being removed, that brings you down to 7.
Right.
Towards your,
So just the arrangement shows. But the 23rd and then.
October, we will get for Monday, October 23rd.
you're good.
That's good, I think.
That's
That's good for me, I think.
Oh, tomorrow, there's the state of the town address video. That the mayor's doing and they've asked me to,
The counters did account.
the city, for the town. They're gonna feature this year, the committees. So they selected us as, there's 3 committees they selected us as well. So tomorrow I will speak on our behalf.
Where?
They're gonna videotape me, so I'm just gonna come
Oh,
here.
okay, so the state of, the state of town is in November, I think.
Yeah. But they make, it's like a 30 seconds of
Do
video.
you know the
20
date of that? The state of town?
Yeah, it's Thursday, October 26th, but it's at 7.
So anything that you guys appoint to be
6:30
made,
PM.
I'm saying we're speaking,
Thursday, October 26th.
we spearheaded an issue, not just for the town, but for the area,
Yeah,
for victims of this calamity.
you were in the middle of talking about GABA.
Right,
that-
oh, that's,
that's-
the last.
So I met with the miners and their staff advised me that the miners, that they had called me sometime prior. To see what standing points to speak and whatnot. And I said that they're gonna be talking about construction practices. It's false. The age of the homes that they, and the age adjacency that they were here first, all false. Including there's a federal covenant of the right to peaceful enjoyment of property. And you know, they're in breach of that down the line. So their reply to her in each case is they were here first, that they're blasting legal means. And they can't reduce anything because it's not cost effective, that they will lose money. It's a financial thing. And that's that. So I advised that when Kava presents, I have no problem publicly thanking her and putting her, since she took office, what she has been placed in. I wouldn't want it in anybody. I have the utmost respect. However, if she stands down from these comments, it's not a good thing. This needs to be more aggressive because it's just not acceptable. This isn't, I threw the hat in the ring and that's what came out. No.
So it was a very predictive response. I guess we don't know what her position is on the next step.
Right. Exactly.
Hopefully, you know, the mayor of Miami-Dade County is pretty much the second most powerful
difficult position they have to govern. And Miami-Dade County has unlimited budget to do basically what they want, right?
And I think
Especially
that
in
needs to
some-
be reminded.
Some type of enforcement, some type of legal research or something that, okay, let's look at chapter 13. Let's see what we can do. Let's see how we can, figure out how we can protect our constituents, right? In forcing them to blast responsibly. Hopefully that's what's been given.
I advised them, I said, chapter 13 exists because it's recognized as an issue. At face value. The right to purchaser, on chapter 13. Is notification to purchaser through the realtors, that's enforced. You guys claim that it's all regulations gone to the state, and it's false. Because that alone shows you that's not true.
And I think it's important to say that many mayors have said that, and many commissioners have said that. This isn't something that she's just said.
Right, no,
It's been the
they're being
ongoing,
advised.
right, right, they're being advised by, some county's attorneys.
Right.
But, it's just, that's been the ongoing trend.
Right,
Just to interject, and so what, on the record, we were at the luncheon for Miami Lakes.
Yes.
We talked to,
And they even,
Yeah.
Senator Garcia,
yeah,
state issue,
and we said, mayor can do anything.
state issue. That
State
was
issue.
her response. Oh, yeah, of course, you know a lot about
No.
blasting, but state issue.
Right.
But it didn't come directly from the senator, let's be clear,
True.
but
Oh,
it
right.
did come from the.
Just-
so, but I provided facts, I mean, I literally photocopy, copy pasted. The from Unicode,
Yeah.
county ordinance, here you go.
Yeah,
And crickets when they got that.
I mean, the resources they have, they can come up with
Correct.
something that would make them come to the table and say, okay. Fine. Because other minds are blasting below these limits and they're still making money.
Right.
They're not charity organizations. So that's the frustration.
Like they're publicly traded.
Titan is
Titan.
massive.
That's a huge.
I actually have, I have a connection to Titan with.
And CMEX is from Mexico,
Right, but CMEX is always.
national, international company.
Right.
They're making money, and well, CMEX is one of the culprits.
Right, CMEX and White Rock is not publicly traded, but my
Correct.
understanding is they are very large and CMEX is a massive. I don't know if Titan's bigger or not, CMEX might be bigger, but CMEX is a huge corporation,
No, it's massive, it's massive.
international, worldwide. So, yeah.
White Rock has the same complaints in Australia, by the way.
So there's-
Tidbit of information I've got down into complaints, same exact thing we're doing. Another one in Virginia, I think it was Virginia, same complaints. Same company, somewhere there, I don't know.
So I guess, listen, we gotta give her the chance. Did she state anything about when she wants to present, how she's gonna do it?
They were gonna present at the end of October. But it's with respect to Abel Fernandez, who organized the town hall meeting, he's traveling.
Okay.
So they said they'll postpone their meeting for the beginning of November, is what their plan is.
Okay.
They don't have a time, date, or venue yet, but that's forthcoming.
Okay.
But I thought it was interesting and that they actually met with her, which is.
No, that's good. I mean, that's not a bad step. I mean, you're wrong. We
I mean,
certainly,
they won't meet with us.
right, well, she's had a little bit more power,
But
but, no, it's that, and listen, that's the first step, right, no matter what.
Yeah.
And like we said, we wanted to give them the opportunity to meet with us, so then we can tell these guys, if maybe. Light bulb, let's get the response letters, the chain of letters maybe in the packet.
Right.
The
the
letters back and forth between the board.
what we did already, same one.
Land Rock.
Right, like, hey, yeah, we meet. No, we don't want to meet. Okay, well, we'll still meet with, you guys are lying to everybody. We're going to educate the public. Well, no, you're not, we're not lying, but hey, if you want to meet, let us know. Right, I think that,
Right.
those communications are long, and maybe also, I mean, I don't know, we never heard back from the CFO's office, right?
Julie Jones.
Mayor Sid never heard back.
I haven't received anything.
I don't know if we should follow up.
We're gonna do it till ask you to knock on our door.
Yeah,
Hey,
I guess.
we're here.
Let's make sure to bring a copy of that letter saying, this might, maybe you missed
Listen,
this.
John, he's got the Italian accent there.
We just happen to be, in the area. Want to have a cappuccino with us?
That's true, that's a good,
Have some
hopefully she'll be
coffee.
available. We should actually specifically request the lobbyists that we set up a meeting
Yes.
with Julie Jones with CFO's office.
I'm gonna wait for them to respond to their.
That's fine.
Make a note so we don't forget it though, please. Um,
I mean, I'm happy to provide you my personal suggestions, not being voted on the board of some people to meet with after they respond. Daniel Perez, Julie Jones, I'll see whoever else is in leadership at the time, future leadership of both parties.
Sure.
Those are gonna be difficult requests, but you might as well, shoot for the moon and see what we get.
Daniel Perez was, he was a fireman.
I'll make
That's day one.
No,
waiting for your.
No.
he's a attorney.
The speaker?
The next
Yeah.
meeting. Yeah.
No comments.
Yeah. I think we, I guess I'll ask you. When the lobbyists go out and try to.
The only one is Avila.
The representative.
And it, the Avila's bill, I mean, it's a companion bill, but it's to lower the intensity to 0.15 within 1 mile.
Right.
Which is something interesting. It's lower to 0.15 within 1 mile of the nearest residence. It doesn't say anything about UDB or non-UDB, the way the CFO's language was.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm just saying to try to see, especially with the people that are probably a little bit more difficult to meet with, if he can help try to get that.
My father house, they have a list of the lobbies. And you can see the lobbies. And for the bill, it's just, they haven't submitted any bills yet, the committee, so that's why I mean, the game started.
Yeah.
But the moment they post the bill, you can check the lobbies.
Okay. I don't think I have anything else.
Anything else?
Good discussion. We'll have a meeting.
We have any comments?
People calling that one about the blasting yet? or-
No, actually, I've been feeling
Dade
it
County-
a little bit more. It was quiet for a while,
Yeah.
but we feel it in
Yes.
our office.
Dade County Police have received calls of
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys get it, but
Yeah,
Dade County has.
calls are coming, especially in PSM.
You're from Miami
We
Lakes.
hear, we're on the same. The radio.
Oh, really?
So we're the same dispatcher for the town in Northwest. And Opala.
I don't
So
know.
believe it or not, we hear everything about Opala, which is always.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll call come in, we'll hear. People saying, look, something like an explosion, like I
Right.
heard, it felt like, house all over.
I have a neighbor that
That would be.
military, ex-military, and was freaking out. He was in the Gulf War. And
Wow.
and he's,
Poor guy.
yeah, his wife was on, he's like, I don't know, I mean, I'm keep telling him, he came back, he was on active duty, whatever. And it's like,
That's very similar, you're actually getting shape.
Right, and no, there definitely is. I've always been, the problem is having someone come out and discuss that. But there 100% is an issue with our veterans and PTSD.
In general, sure.
And no, in general, but
But for
those that
some-
live here. I'm aware that there are some that have issues because they hear these blasts and it reminds them of being in a war zone. And that shows how strong these blasts are. When you have members of the military that served in the Middle East. Where, when you can't imagine what they've seen and heard.
Right.
And they're saying, yeah, the blast from these companies trigger my PTSD. You can't say this is,
It's crazy.
it's
control
construction.
right? It's ridiculous.
It's ridiculous.
And that's something I would like to focus on, but it's probably difficult.
Yeah,
to do.
it's such a limited, population and
But
specific.
it is limited and specific, but it's a very, the big population that politicians care a lot about,
Correct.
rightfully so.
Oh, of course.
Especially the party in charge of the House and the Senate. And number two, I think the more important point is these companies saying, oh, when you slam your door, all right, let's ask the Marine or the Army, you know, infantryman, when you slam your door, do you get a trigger from PTSD? Or is it when your house shakes due to a blast? Right? I mean, I haven't checked the website in a while. I don't know if that ridiculous statement's still on there.
It is.
Yeah, they don't want to take it off now.
I mean, it's insulting. on top of it.
So, maybe that's something else to put in, maybe not in the materials, but somewhere.
And how's that?
Well, we have that letter that
How's that? It's still-
Adele's another one, I mean. The reverberation sound that she
Yes.
gets, because
Yes.
her condition is. It's bad, and her cousin just passed away, she's at her wit's end emotionally. But all right. So I think we should think of moving forward, what to be included in the, in the package. And in the folder, you know, in the
Yeah.
electronic one.
Yeah, agreed. So the drawing folder, what pages we want to print. I think this is pretty good. Maybe if you change it in the words, we can discuss next meeting. Personally, I would make it the same color as last time, and then, I would want, I'll bring to the next meeting, the copies of each letter that was sent and responded to. I think that helps. I think that should be something we put in there, just to show how they just ignore us. And, whatever else, and definitely the setup
That's
and
another
the
thing.
and the link.
We can
I'll
do this.
research, a link that's more friendly.
Yeah.
A service that can do that.
All right, I think the sample, just one report that we did, that I found that one that they blasted at 0.49.
The best report you find, I think that should be
Yeah.
included.
Just sent one and, I mean. Not more than 10 pages, you know, complete,
Like 5 to 8 tops,
yeah,
definitely not more than 10.
I think that'll be fine.
And then we gotta vote on it at the next meeting. Should get it printed out so they can
Right.
print however many copies we need. I think we said something like 100.
I think that's enough.
It should be enough. Yeah. You would hope we wouldn't have any coming back.
Should be enough.
So we each carry 25.
Yeah. that should be fine.
Well, we can carry
The
like
the
10.
problem is,
for
the
John.
problem with 100 is. If we have, if, let's say we have 10 meetings. 12 meetings. Each one of those meetings, you're gonna be giving at least 2 out.
Right.
So there's 24.
We're not gonna have anyone have sit downs. We wanna have a sit down.
And then, when we're walking, right? If we have, a lot of meetings, we're not gonna walk as much. If we don't have as many meetings, honestly, we'll probably need more. Because when you're walking, you're saying here, if they don't want me to here, okay, no problem, here, just take this.
Right.
And in reality, I mean, I hope we have meetings, but we can get to a lot of doors pretty quickly. So I don't, 100 should be enough, but I don't wanna run out either.
120, I mean, I think
Yeah.
105 is too much, but maybe 120.
25, so you have the 25 you need for the meetings,
Just,
and the 100 to pass.
just, yeah.
And who knows, we see a lobbyist with them.
Yeah.
Hey,
It's better to have more than that. Stephen.
And here's a couple as well, as a lobbyist, you hand these out from.
right.
Let do 125.
I do, but I guess we'll discuss that next week.
And the other thing is what can be printed in-house and not.
Is that what you want to print in house?
It will be, if we get-
This be part of it.
yeah. It's gonna be like,
It's basically how many sheets is what you need we need from you guys. You'll have regular, like a letter, regular paper, and then the heavy duty paper for the flyers. Is that it?
The itinerary?
yeah, so what it's in. Yeah, I mean, we'll know when, we'll base everything else based on the time of the meeting.
Can you just, if you don't mind, just give
Oh, yeah.
the specific time, just so this way, we'll plan that accordingly, please.
13, so,
Right, so we leave on.
13th, Monday.
Right, we leave on November 13th, I believe, the flight leaves, scheduled to depart at 6:27 p.m. We get in Tallahassee around 7:30. Our hotel is Friday, and then, we'll have a full day Tuesday, full day Wednesday. And our flight leaves Tallahassee, scheduled to leave at 8:30 p.m. So it gets in Miami around 10.
I'm sorry, we arrive back, I'm sorry.
Wednesday,
Wednesday
The
around
15th.
10 o'clock.
the 15th.
I'm probably gonna drive there from work. I'm happy to take everyone back.
So like Wednesday, 11:15 at 10 p.m.
What was that?
I'm sorry, you
So
said.
Wednesday, we get in around 10 p.m. But I'll be going there from work, so happy to drive everyone back. When we arrive. So if you guys don't wanna pay for parking to get there and save a ton of money.
Oh, we get back.
Yeah.
But. Maybe we'll on this side of town.
Yeah, no, we know that's like that, so. Whatever you guys want to do, I'm just saying that I'll have my car there. So
Oh, we'll
just
take
get
one
yourself
day.
there.
Yeah.
And then,
I see if
I'm happy to
Millie,
take you guys back.
Go out, you know.
So where do you live?
Where else?
Oh, so what? But then I'll take, I'm right at Gramercy Park. Okay,
Okay, yeah, so I'm on the west side, I'm right there.
okay, cool.
Yeah, I mean, last time we got a final confirmation, but the Friday before, even on Monday.
Yeah.
And then they changed, they cancel, we use that gap time to want the holes. Okay. Sounds good.
did, whatever happened to Chino?
You know what, he's been out for a while, I haven't seen him in the social pages or anything like that in a long time. Quintus, is that Quintus? I've never seen him. I'm gonna follow. He'll be up there, I mean, he's always up there.
Yeah.
He's always up there,
But he said he wanted to talk to us.
and I think Rumbook,
And what was the other one?
I mean,
I'm gonna follow up
I
with,
know you know them
I'm
pretty
gonna
well.
follow up with him.
So if you can follow up,
Yeah.
just let them know that, we're going up.
Yeah.
And, if they wanna meet with any of us. or
And I advise Fabricio, and obviously has his rep here. If he has any recommendations, who to speak with.
Right. And are there any recommendations to speak with that, in the agency?
Any agencies?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
I
You know,
don't,
like fire department again,
I mean, I don't,
the marshals, you know.
any type of agency
Is there like a
that,
TSB affiliate up there, like the National Transportation Safety Board, for purposes, right? It's- I mean, where the blasts are, you know, I-75, and we can speak with someone that represents
DOD.
them, right?
yeah, someone from,
I
about,
think that would be.
about the bridge that they just opened up, about the bridges that they're building, about the bridges they have, about the bridge that has separation.
That might be, that's a good
Maybe
idea.
something.
That's a good idea. Miramar. Point to mention, Abel called me up that he was on his way to a doctor appointment. Miramar Parkway. And westbound, from 75. About 40-50% of the light posts are all leaning. Away from the mine. All leaning.
They use those bad contractors again.
And FPL was repairing them, and he pulled over and he's like, what's going on with this? So I called the phone, the guy was talking to the block. No, FPL's aware of it. And it's the same on 79.
They're the Jupiter, we should try to get them on the record to say that. That's the last thing.
Give him like,
Let's find a field lobbyist.
you know what's redoing telephone poles?
It's a lot of money they're spending on those poles.
And I went, I took pictures of it, I went and documented it. Sure enough,
Good.
they're leaning, they're getting bad.
Complete side, but the mega mall, was that Alex being up for you? Who was?
Miguel.
Miguel, okay. Never mind.
Miguel.
Got it.
Was a phone. Yeah. It's a phone number.
Oh my God.
Contracts are all using.
Yeah, same thing I did my house.
Oh my God.
We're looking for the 23rd. We're looking for a third tomorrow.
Yeah.
Where is that? What's?
We're good. Pretty much. Yeah.
And be right, they're all English.
Let's stop the live. We're good.
Yeah, we're good. I mean, I guess we can't adjourn, right?
Yep.